entire anime's legacy can be determined by the ending of the series. A bad ending can leave fans extremely disappointed or grasping at straws, swearing that everything in the final episode is actually pointing towards a secret 9th episode. I'm looking at you, Stranger Things fans.
What the hell's wrong with you?
But on the flip side, a great ending can make a great series even better and leave the fans satisfied even though one of their favorite series is coming to an end. Now, one thing I have noticed is that it is impossible to please fans. No ending is a good ending according to fans. So that brings me to the topic of this video, which is the ending of one of the hottest anime out currently, which is Oshi no Ko. Oshi no Ko made a splash in the anime community with the 1.5 hour long first episode, but even after that lost a ton of viewers for reasons just unknown. But the manga finally came to an end after 4 years in November of 2024, and the ending left fans conflicted. So was this ending really a terrible conclusion for such a highly acclaimed series? Or was it actually a good close to the manga about the dark side of Japanese entertainment? Just a disclaimer, there will be spoilers in this video. I mean, obviously I'm talking about the conclusion of the series, so if you're currently watching the anime and keeping up with it, continue at your own risk. With that out of the way, let's take a look at the ending of Oshi no Ko. So the ending of Oshi no Ko kinda comes out of nowhere. On Christmas, which is also the last day of Bikomachi's tour, we are greeted with a scene familiar to the first episode, except it is Ruby getting stabbed rather than Ai. It turns out this was all a ploy, and it was actually Akane wearing a knife-proof vest. And Saito, the manager, knew that this would happen. The assailant turns out to be one of Ai's old co-workers, or I guess I should say a fellow idol, Nino. With Ruby already performing at the venue, the group tries to get answers from Nino about who ordered her to kill Ruby. It turns out her boyfriend is the guy who killed Ai, and they were both mega fans of Ai, and they think no one should surpass her. Then we cut to the concert where Bikomachi is just doing their thing, being idols and stuff, and we finally get to see our main guy Aqua confront Hikaru Kamiki, the mastermind behind all the negative things going on in the series. Aqua attempts to get some answers, and it turns out Kamiki thought killing those who might surpass Ai would increase her significance, which is just an odd way of thinking. Just makes no sense to me. Aqua then proclaims he will kill Kamiki to protect Ruby, and sacrifices himself to protect his sister. The series then completely ends with Kana crying at his funeral, and Ruby saying, "I'm off," as she leaves the house. So I'm sure you can see why this ending may just be a bit polarizing. It kinda comes out of nowhere and seems a bit rushed, but I wanted to do some research to see what the fellow fans thought. So I took to the best place for online discourse, Reddit, to determine the opinions of my fellow fans. It seems like the fans feel Aqua's final arc was just pointless, and there were many different ways that Kamiki could be dealt with that didn't end in Aqua's death. There are also many that feel the overall series was just ruined because the ending did not put an end to the cycle that was presented as the main talking point of the manga. And that talking point is the darkness of the entertainment industry. Just an edgy series with an edgy ending. Aqua's death also raised a bunch of red flags. Only a few panels were dedicated to the aftermath of his totally valiant death, but everything ended all happy and dandy. Those are just a few negative reviews, and I'm sure there are many more critiques out there, but let's take a look at the other end where people actually praise the ending. I genuinely don't think there is anyone out there who thought that the ending was flawless. However, I found this Reddit post that explains the good of the ending perfectly. So shout out to the author of this thread. Discussions about Kamiki as an obsessed fan unable to change his ways as a contrast to Aqua is an interesting point. Also bringing up the fact that this manga was never going to have a happy end given the subject matter is a very good point, as I do think that people want a happy end no matter what, but sometimes that's just impossible. There's also the point made where Aqua's sacrifice was emphasized by the dreams that he had for his future, where he wanted to spend time with friends and become a doctor eventually. But all that went out the door to protect Ruby. It seems like many don't agree with the poster in the comments of their post, but I think it's a great analysis of the ending. Flawed, but not as bad as everybody says it is. You have my respect by standing by your own opinion, random Redditor. So now what everyone, and by everyone I mean maybe one or two people, has been waiting for, and that's my super objective and true opinion on the ending of Oshi no Ko. Well, I know it's groundbreaking stuff, but I think the Oshi no Ko ending was okay. Just fine. not good and not bad either. I wasn't a fan of how it was rushed in the end, but if I remember correctly, Akasaka began working on another series, so they wanted to finish off Oshinoko quickly since, I mean, it was getting to the point where it was too long and plot points were just getting dragged out. I do agree with the points of where I think Aqua did not have to die, but I understand why Akasaka went that route. It was to show how much he would do to protect his star, which is the name of the show, which was now Ruby rather than I. Given the context of the series, it felt like there would not be a happy ending, where Aqua gets to see out his future because he lived most of his life wanting revenge. And if you know anything about revenge, it typically never ends well in fiction. It would have been nice to see Aqua successfully protect Ruby, deal with Kamiki, and have a great future where Kana Aqua shippers could have a field day, but that's not what we got. The point about the cycle of lies and deception plot device never being wrapped up is a great point though. I mean, obsession is not exclusive to one villain, i.e. Kamiki, so it is extremely possible that there will be another Kamiki in the future that targets Ruby or another idol. But I think the story left that open-ended, as that's just how the entertainment industry is. It's never going to be a perfect utopia of an industry. So how did this ending impact Oshinoko's legacy? Well, I obviously believe that the ending for most fans ruined the overall series. It felt rushed and like the author just completely gave up and took the easy route to get to an ending. Though I may not completely agree with this take, it is valid. It was a flawed ending, and like I stated before, fans always want a perfect ending, and when that doesn't happen, the rest of the series is just not good anymore out of nowhere. I do think Oshinoko is still a great series that shows the dark side of an industry that most people are outsiders. And though it may be a bit edgy at times, that's just what fiction does. It overplays reality to be entertaining and keep the reader captivated. This ending has not seemed to have an effect on the anime, however, as the third season of the series is highly acclaimed, currently holding an 8.52 rating on my anime list, with over 200,000 ratings. That's pretty good, I must say. I have always viewed anime as a journey, and as long as a majority of that journey is entertaining and well done, then the ending could be wherever or whatever you want it to be. I know that may sound a bit silly, but creating a personal alternate ending is not an uncommon practice. Oshinoko may not have ended the way fans wanted, but in my opinion, that's okay. It is still a great and entertaining read that I think is worthwhile to at least give a try. And if it's not your thing, then that's okay. That's why we love anime. There is so much variety that we will never have a shortage of content to indulge in. If you enjoyed the video, agreed or disagreed with my opinion, please leave a like and subscribe for more anime content. I'll see you next time.